Today's edition of the podcast is brought to you by Coach Me Plus. Coach Me Plus is the leader in athlete management software and a product that I've been lucky enough to be using for a little over a year now. Only rivaled by the impeccable customer service that Kevin and his staff provides, Coach Me Plus's ability to constantly be amoeba-like in their ability to mold and matriculate what you're trying to get across and bring together is absolutely fantastic. Their constant pursuit of better ways and better methods and innovations and progress to their own product is absolutely fantastic. Go over to CoachMePlus.com. Check out what they got, guys. It's something that I guarantee you won't be disappointed with. Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today, guys, we have an awesome talk, and it is a roundtable discussion we had at lunch at the NSCA National Convention in Las Vegas, Nevada this past week. Sitting down with us, we've got Buddy Morris, Brett Bartholomew, Keenan Robinson, Cal Dietz, Dr. Brian Mann, and Anthony Paroli. And guys, we're just rapping about training and everything about it. It's about an hour, and it's just absolutely fantastic stuff. The audio quality for this one, you may need to turn up just a tad. I know there's going to be some background noise because we took this in a restaurant, but this is raw and uncut. This is just people sharing, open and honest. Guys, it's killer. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Let's get right to it. Hey, yo, thanks for everybody stopping by. We're going to get Buddy mid-story right now, rolling in.
There's like 140 athletes from around the world, right? The Olympic roasters.
Yeah.
And here's my wife at 58. Dan grabs one of the guys and says, just warm her up. So she's in the midst of warming up with all these Olympic athletes. And I'm like, Dan, don't encourage this. I brought it, So we get her all warmed up. First thing he does, takes her over to the pole ball pit, puts a pole in her hand as they're getting her warmed up, doing some basic instruction, puts up, the rubber crossbar. It's like at 4 feet. My wife goes over. It's really basically a jump on a pole. Yeah. It's like going over a wall. Right. So she's not going feet first. Then she goes 5 feet. Then she goes 6 feet. And he just says, my wife is fearless. I'm like, no. This is the way it's supposed to. Don't encourage it. It's not the way it's supposed to. So Steve Lewis comes walking over. He's obviously Great Britain pole vault champ. And I had met Steve in a previous visit. And I just started exchanging ideas and talking to Steve. And next thing I know, I'm hiring Steve to coach my wife. Which for me was twofold. I satisfied her bucket list, so got her off my ass.
Yeah.
Second of all, it allowed me to talk to Steve, who's been involved in Dan's program the longest, and see how Steve wrote programs from his interpretation and what he's learned from Dan. It allowed me to steal and rob.
Yeah.
Basically for $70 an hour.
Win-win.
Yeah, it was a win-win for me. And plus, Dan has always welcomed us over to go over and watch. And like I said, he's the greatest observationist and problem solver I've ever been around. Yeah. And I was fortunate enough when Charlie was alive to develop a great relationship with Charlie. But they're two of the most influential people out there. And of course, Louis Simmons. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday. You gotta look what they do in their environment. It's lead, track, and field. So when I talk to him, and I know he's primarily hockey, I have to take all that and now look at my athletes, my environment, and my circumstances. The thing that kills us is that fucking CBA. You mean to tell me I can't train my athletes? I have to lead them to every personal terrorist around the country? So when they come, we're constantly correcting issues. And what's great, when I brought Anthony on board last year as an intern, the goal was to move him into my director of sports science because he had a background, he understood it. I'm still trying to figure it out, as a strength coach. But I understand when he tells me something, what needs to be done. My biggest assessment still something Dan taught me. My guys are warming up. If they're a bunch of chatty catties and I can't get them to shut up, we're ready to go.
Yep, absolutely.
If they're just laying there like this with dead eyes, you gotta make an adjustment. Because what you have planned for today isn't gonna work. It's just gonna further spiral them down. So that's mine, but I get affirmed by what he tells me. And also we've gone on force deck now. I can We look at everything we're doing and saying, this is why it's working.
Yeah.
Or we need to back up. Or this guy, it's allowed. We went to see J.B. Moran at Greg Contreras. Because in Arizona, you got every performance guru in the world.
Yeah, no question.
And if you're selective and really know who's good, then you can get a lot of information and knowledge. I think Greg's a great researcher like you. I think J.B. Moran was great. But as I sat there listening to JB, and I know Anthony had the experience with the force deck, it's nothing I don't know. All I'm doing is now I'm getting data and information to verify and support what we're doing and moving in directions with each different athlete where they need to go. Like J.J. Nelson, I know he's fast. He's considered fucking slow. He's all bone. That's all he is. And until he commits to a program, instead of going home at the end of the season and not doing anything, so he shows back up in April, you put us behind the 8 ball, which are a lot of hard plays. And then because you get 2 weeks, and then they're back on the field again. And then when you're done with mandatory minicamp, now they're gone for 5 weeks again. And the NFL now says, even if you have guys at your facility, you can only supervise them. They want to just do what they want to do. They don't have to follow your program. And you can't have 2 guys on the field running at the same time. So what are we going to do? No wonder guys don't stay in the facility. The NFL, and my understanding, all the research, average careers, 3.2, let's just say 4 years. They need time off. You have plenty of fucking time off at 26 when your career's done. Because most of them don't see their second contract. So they need to change that, or the NFL and their infamous wisdom is going to continue to have and spend millions of dollars on soft tissue injuries. Because you go from nothing, all of a sudden, rapid acute loading. We brought in Tim Gavin. We brought in people, and we reach out. Now this is the first year we have all this data where me and Anthony sat down with BA and said, this is how we need to structure our practices going into fall camp. You know, we have an extra week this year because of the Hall of Fame game, and BA was very receptive to what Anthony had to say. Because now we have all this data, but now we can take action. Now again, it's a shitty practice. I know how BA is. I've been around for years. It's a shitty practice. Fuck with you. Catapult shit. So we're gonna do it right. You know, but that's just coaching. So no, I think Dan has been a valuable asset to me. Everybody at Altus has been a valuable asset. But I like when they just come over, we just sit in the office and just shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Because that, like this, that's where you're gonna learn the most.
One of my
best ideas.
One of my best Dan stories was, when I was still working at Exos, him and Stu, they'd be coaching, their sprinters, but they'd be getting out of the weight room and they'd just sit there and they'd watch a session. And I didn't know them at all then, right? And they're just sitting there with their arms crossed, just watching. First time in my life.
And you're like, fuck, am I doing things right?
I'm overanalyzing everything. I'm like, just stay cool, do your thing. And I just wanted to go over at Dan at that point in time and just be like, pleasure to meet you. Now I got them watching this session. They didn't say anything to me for an entire week. Stu or Dan, didn't know them at all. And then finally they just go, come here. And they go, I've been watching you. Nice work. Let's talk a bit. I just sat there and go, I'd rather hear you guys talk. I don't have much to say, but I'm glad that you at least, because you could tell at that moment they're either like, you're going to go talk to them, or they're just going to be like, no. And so then Dan goes, later on, I told him, I go, hey, I'm trying to put some loose thoughts together and maybe write a book. And I hate writing, but I'd love to have your take on it. And I thought maybe I'd just send it to Dan. Just email it and say, when you have time, by all means, I know you're busy. Dan comes to my house. Just comes to my house and spends 3 hours at my house just looking at it, discussing concepts or what have you. And he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that at all, and I'll never forget that.
My best feel-good story about Dan was watching him work with a sprinter from, I think it was Iowa State. Dan made me realize we don't do true speed. We do alactic power capacity. We don't do true speed. The true speed work, think about how many 40s they run at the combine. 2, maybe 3, that's it. After that, you're done. So he was working with an elite sprinter from, I think it was from Iowa State, or Iowa. And they're running 60s. First 3 is like sub-maximum, he's just getting warmed up. Now he's going to do 3 balls for the load. And I'm just watching. I'm just trying to pick up. After the second one, and he's talking to the guy, the sprinter, as he finishes each one. He's making corrections and, giving some things. And after the second one, the sprinter looks at Dan and says, how was it, Dan? Looks at him and he says, ask him. I said, it's better than the first one. It was smooth, repeatable, and effortless. The kid looks back at Dan, and Dan goes, I said the same thing. That was my best feel-good moment I've ever had here on dance. I want to go and pat myself on the back when my shoulders don't go back. But I don't see how you can be in a position in Arizona and not reach out, not go to see all.
And they're so open. I mean, you have people.
That's the thing.
I had a friend visiting his strength coach for the Anaheim Ducks, Mark Fitzgerald. He goes, "Do you think they'll let me join the poolside chat?" I go, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, I don't want to be disrespectful." I go, "They won't care. Please just come." And we just sit there and chat.
But here's what you guys aren't old enough. No. Back in the late '80s, there was all the diet revolution. You know, there was a bleached blonde, overweight, fat mother, divorced mother, who leased her power. Bingo.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember that?
Yeah, it was an infomercial.
Yes.
Like 2 in the morning.
Stop
Yeah.
the insanity.
Yeah.
That's my new book for this whole profession. Stop the fucking insanity. Stop the bullshit. Let's just look at just true training. Quit trying to sell me a fucking product. Quit trying to sell me a certification. Let's just fucking talk true training. Nobody wants to talk training anymore. Nobody wants to talk the uniqueness of each individual and what they bring.
Everybody wants to act like they're above saying, "I don't know." That's what we're saying.
Everybody wants to be a guru on their own. I want to be the fuck guru on my own. Who's under pressure's on? I got enough pressure in my job. I want to be down at the bottom, shouting out questions. I've been researching. Last February, J.L. Holford calls me not a rant, he was all excited. And I usually don't call people back. I'm not a fun guy. He'll tell you, I'm not very social.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Man, I fucking hate people.
That's George Carlin right there. My favorite comedian of all time.
He was unbelievable. I grew up with him. But my goal is to win a lottery, go to the house, put a moat around a motherfucking thing so nobody can get near me. Build a gym in my back in a little house, just have people fly my food in. So I don't have to talk to anybody.
Have you ever seen his special? It's bullshit. It's all bullshit, or it's bad for you. It was the one he did right before he died.
I never saw it.
Oh, you have to. You can probably get the whole thing on Netflix or YouTube or whatever. But I mean, it's just him going off on everything. You can tell it's old George just going swinging down, right? He's just like, he goes, "This whole country is just nothing more than a stroke fest." He goes, "The Statue of Liberty should be replaced with just people stroking themselves. You get stroked, the government strokes you, you stroke each other. And he just goes and he goes, "It's all bullshit, folks, and it's all bad for you."
So JL calls me, because I call him back about reflective performance resets. So before I do anything, I go to asking people I trust and know. So I just let it sit for a while. I didn't do anything on it. Just went about my business. In the back of my mind, the brain, the unconscious thought theory process. Even though I didn't do anything, my brain was still thinking about it. So I called Derek Hansen. I called Stu McMillan. Stuart gets me in touch with Jason Ross, the PT. I talked to Jason Ross. I talked to Milo. I just started talking to people who I trust and know. So in the back of my mind, there's one motherfucker I still got to talk to. And it was him. But I didn't reach out to him. Because I wanted to get all these other inputs. And you can't find anybody who's going to say yes or no. Well, we thought about this, and I talked to James Smith, and James Smith was one of the most intelligent people I've ever been around in my entire life. For 4 years at Pitt, he would continually amaze you. But you think about James's background, it's classical music. Think about their thought process. You think I'm antisocial? Fuck that thought work socially? He's just as bad. So I reached out to James, but I knew when we were coming in, I told Anthony, I said, I'm still on the fence about this thing. And I'm not going to do anything until I talk to Cat. And we played in Buffalo. I had Dan Fitzgerald come over from Want to Get Fast.
Best city in the country, baby.
Best what?
Best city in the country right there, Buffalo, New York.
Don't get me on a rant. In front of all these people in Vegas that have no idea who I am. That's a fucking shit situation. That's the goddamn thing worth it. There's nothing in that city. Anyway, I didn't become convinced of it.
That just got away.
We spent about an hour yesterday.
I was just saying, when did you guys finally connect? How long ago?
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Yeah. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking always, if I'm going to bring one person out, you can bring Cal. I've known Cal for ages. I know Milo and James are very friends. But his thought process I kind of want to think it's kind of like mine. So after speaking to him yesterday, having do some stuff on Anthony, because Anthony, at my age, I'm no longer a guinea pig. I use Anthony. Then I became
Phil today.
Yeah, this is worth me bringing him out. Well, I told you, I'm bringing you. I want to it's you. 2 days. I don't care how long. We'll pay you. Just want you to sit for 2 days. But I want it to be just an intensive opportunity for us to learn. But like anything, for me, Brett, I don't know how you feel. It's just a tool. Put the tool in the tool. Does everybody need it? Probably not. Some people respond better than others. Maybe absolutely not. Just like you train people, some people don't respond. And one thing I learned again from Dan and from Charlie, athletes have different levels of arousal. Everybody's different. So when we went to Rob Panarello's speech yesterday, and I thought it was great. But when you show me a college weight room where testing is in the highest sympathetic environment you could possibly put them in, and then you're going to train them off of those loads that they achieved on that day, are you going to mimic that environment every day?
Honeymoon syndrome right there.
These fucking theme days. You want to have a theme day, you better be able to reproduce that for them to train in every time I come in to train. Because those loads that are achieved that day are misleading. They're not going to be able to train off them. You're going to
can't train. You got to drop it 10%.
Yeah, at least.
At least 10.
If you're going to bring smoke in and music and people are getting dressed up, it's WWE. Basically, it's WWE. That's what it is. The only person that hasn't shown up is Vince McMahon. But it's WWE. I get that. I get it. I get all that. But what you're not getting is you got to be able to produce that environment all the time.
But you can't train consistently.
Like
I've tried. It burns people out.
I just told Ryan.
Without drugs.
Not even with drugs. If
Even
drugs
with
make
drugs,
it worse.
You can only train intensely for so long.
Yeah.
But you can train consistently.
Yeah.
That's the value that I learned from James Smith and exercise. Some maximum levels. You don't have to always go maximum. I'd love to do some of the stuff he does at super max. I don't have the time to prepare my guys for that. I got to spend more time correcting issues.
You'd appreciate this. We had a guy that he was a big, get this song on, get this, I'm like, man, just lift weights. He goes, get this song on, so he wouldn't shut up. So I go over there and I load up Spotify and I put Dean Martin, that kick on the head. There you go. That's what you're getting under the bar at. He goes, watch this. I go, you think you're always going to hear what you want from opposing crowds? Shut up and squat. So Dean Martin, sure enough, he gets right underneath the bar. You got a kick on the head on
I lived with Louis. And Louis in 1997 changed my life. Somehow, Louis doesn't leave Columbus. Somehow we convinced him to come to Pitt. And for, 4 to 6 hours, he ripped me into ass. He really did. And I'll never forget Dave Tate leaving that day. And Louis walked out. I just wanted to kill myself. Dave goes, don't worry, he likes it. I'm like, really? So 2 weeks later, I think Mila and I drove to Columbus. And I've made my mistakes using West Side, because I try to go all West Side. You can't do that. Because you go to West Side, those guys are beat up. So I don't think people understand about West Side is only 10% of the total volume in a month is max effort. The other is all sub-maximal supportive exercise, high repetition. So I just decided at the time, we're still going to use special exercises in certain positions to require more maximal strength, like my lineman. There's no reason for my skill guys to do max effort, or even do max effort exercises. So we'll use them, but it's sub-maximal percents. And then we just beat the shit out of our assistance exercises. Players feel better, they still get stronger, they still get faster, because the force stack is improving it. They're not beat. There's eustress and distress. If your idea, Rob showed, who was it we saw yesterday? Showed the guy at garbage cans. We saw somebody else speak yesterday. But some people still judge a workout by, did I bump?
Yeah.
The guy from Rutgers.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I thought that guy was great. His performance, I thought what he had to say was tremendous. Because I think he's got it pretty much figured out what they're doing over there. Oh, he proved it. They've had no ACL injuries for 3 years. Does everybody have it figured out? Look how many when you train people for the draft, look at the different variations of background you get. If you can get long-term development and be somewhere like he's been, then you're going to see long-term tremendous results over the long term.
Well, so that's why I always could appreciate what you would talk about, because if Nick and Dennis would have handled combine, I would handle the vets. And like you said, when these guys would come, because of the CBA and what have you, everybody has all these interns would have these grandiose ideas of, let me see your program, are you doing this, you're doing that? I'm like, no, it's pretty fundamental. I'd show them it, and they're like, well, this is pretty vanilla, aren't these guys in the NFL? I go, here's the biggest secret you'll never be told. Our job in the private sector is to be the assistant coaches and just help not F these guys up for the team folks. Like, I'm not going to revolutionize somebody that's come from a program that they didn't teach fundamental technique. My job is just to hopefully send them to you a little bit more short.
That's what's shocking. Because, I get, he gets, people from all over.
You do have a handful of places across the country.
We do, yeah.
Our guys do come back.
Right.
They do.
Yeah,
Not like everybody.
Like if I know they go to you, I'm fine. If
Yeah.
I know they go to Pete Marito, I'm fine. Ryan Flaherty, I'm fine. Some of these other places, I'm like, what the
It's scary.
fuck is that?
When we get looped in with them, that's what everybody, that's why like you have this divide. I've always just said like, one thing that's I feel like keeps our profession down a little bit is you have this divide between team and private, and there's slappies on both sides.
Yeah. No question.
And it's tough because then you're sitting there and you're like, how do you? And you just got to stay consistent with something and not try to revolutionize it. And people forget you can get guys better by just continuing to hammer strong fundamentals.
Just do basic shit.
Yeah.
There's nothing cutting edge onto, which is what everybody wants. Because what we do being simple doesn't sell. Sexy sells.
Yeah, without question.
Everybody's trying to, with all due respect, fuck it, I don't care anymore. There's too many people out there trying to make a buck off of people who are responsible. I tell my guys all the time, listen, first time you walk into somebody's facility, you're going to be on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and what's the other one? Snapchat. Because social media has ruined the world. Great for Zucker, he's a millionaire, making more money out of me being my life. But the motherfucker fucked everybody up. Because now you have people living delusional, dysfunctional lives. Let's fucking
Thing right now.
Do you not agree, Cal?
There's no question.
So, they don't have a vested interest. Their only vested interest is your revenue and your advertisement. I have a vested interest. This is what I'm paid to do, is to provide for you. So, we have 5 different quarterbacks this year. I was running 5 different programs. But what amazes me is kids come out of college with too much emphasis and just load on the bar. Just put more weight on the bar. Put more weight. Don't care if it looks like shit. Just put more weight on the bar. Just talking to Cal yesterday, I'm like, I gotta get rid of that. I can't fucking do that no more because that's not right. So now I gotta start chopping away and eliminating things like being able to wear certain exercise the body just does not like.
Yeah.
And it puts it into stress.
I'd be interested to see if you agree with this. Like, it's almost sad that younger strength coaches don't understand how valuable being a good high school strength coach could be for them. I mean, that's where a lot of the problem is now. Because then they come into the universities already jacked up, then they get to you, they're even more jacked up, and then they perpetuate the personal terrorist.
Personal terrorism.
And then it just perpetuates. But it's not, if a kid's just coming out of an internship, they don't think, you know what? Oh, the high school setting. Because they just don't think that gives enough credibility to their name. It's like, you understand the value of word of mouth? If people just say you're a good coach, that's better than any other kind of...
I told him yesterday, Chris Corfus, I wrote a high school football manual with him. He found 7 running flaws that Hank Krajnoff, who's a genius, said he'd never seen before because those people would run too slow and he wouldn't coach.
You would get it.
You know what I mean? And these are just 3 ankle rocker exercises that fix 7 running flaws that Chris had on film. It's like, there's some value to coaching bad people sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, without question.
You'd be surprised. Mike, when we look, I want to see people when they stand on the ground, their bare feet with the ankles. I've never seen so many medial malleolus that touches the ground anymore. And nobody corrects them. It's correctable.
It's got to be shoes.
Oh, shoes are horrible now.
Yeah, it's got to be shoes,
The
right?
shoes are horrible. The billions of dollars we spend on shoes, we have the most fucked up feet in the world. Because we don't. Remember We went to Chicago.
Yeah.
Went to Nashville, Illinois.
Yeah.
Remember that? 2001 or 2? Remember Barefoot Technology?
Yep.
Remember that?
Yep. Good things.
You might laugh at this, but somebody along the same line, somebody asked, they go, you know, everybody always loves to go, what do you do for assessment? What do you do for this? What do you do for that? I go, first thing I look at is when somebody comes in, I go, those are shoes you plan on wearing when you're training? You know, because it's like some kind of Nike bubble air 3-tier thing with an air conditioning system. And then he's like, why are you asking him that? I go, because that changes everything. It changes everything. Because those are the shoes that you're wearing during training. There ain't much we can do with
Well,
that.
think about it. There's 206 bones in the body, 25 in each foot, 40 of your bones other than your feet. The foot makes contact with the ground. It's the first feedback loop to the brain. And so if that's dysfunctional, what do you think everything else is going to
Where do you think knee pain comes from? It's either the hip or the foot because it lands on the ground. Like, it's that simple.
You just look at gymnastics, you look at shock moderating behavior, and fitness, that tells you so much about what's going on.
Say that one more time, bro.
I was saying, if you study gymnastics and you look at the different landing mechanics, like it's all shock moderating behavior. When minimalist footwear was huge, that's what they looked at versus shot and unshot. They said the number one thing it's doing, because people were trying to say, oh, it recreates your arches. No, it doesn't. What it does is it helps them improve their shock moderating behavior, because when they're running like shit, when they're moving like shit, it's not cushioned, it's not muffled.
Right,
They
they're
feel
gonna
it,
heel
so they
squat.
adapt, right? And so that was the number one thing that it was doing. But talk about making a buck. People were like, oh, in 5 years, every shoe will have separated toes and this and that. It's like, there's value in those things, but you can't go on this. We're in love with spectrums and pendulums.
They might have until they got sued so bad.
Yeah, and gymnasts will land on different thickness paths when they start practicing for different things, or they're competing or what have you. Watch the bend of the knee. Watch how they adjust their hip angle. It tells you a lot about all of that stems from the foot. All of that stems from the foot.
When he's touching the ground.
Yeah.
It has to.
Yeah.
But nobody corrects it. And they develop more squatting patterns because they shot bottom. And somebody got to tell me where it's written in stone that every athlete has to squat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's that written?
Speaking of social media, I got riddled one day when I was saying something. Somebody had published another article that was talking about correlation between squat performance and what have you. And I was working with a couple military guys that were just, I mean, they had every back surgery known to me. And I get, people say you can always train the pattern, but for this guy, it would not have been advantageous for him. He had been blown up 7 ways from Sunday. So, no club. So I just reached out to the gentleman that posted it and I said, hey, thanks for sharing the article for the club. Thank you. And I said, but it would be interesting for them to compare true squatting alternatives to see kind of what the next best thing is, whether it was a lunge or the trap bar variation or what have you. And this guy reached back to me and he goes, I don't think you understand the point of research. And I said, excuse me? And he goes, the point of research is to keep asking the same questions to find out if we're wrong. And we're not trying to figure out X, Y, and Z. We're trying to validate our findings so that we can continue to ask the question over time and see how we can get better. And I go, brother, all I'm saying is some athletes are so broken that we need to see some things.
First of all, there's research and then there's reality. There's theory and there's reality.
One, you know what he says?
Here's the reality.
He goes, well, since you're the one training all the elites, perhaps you could illuminate us and do the research yourself. And I was like, great educated discussion right there.
Now you know why I don't do social media.
I'm like, thanks,
Too
buddy.
many fucking idiots out there. Everybody knows that.
It was incredible.
But I'll tell you this though, like
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing it right now. You're killing
I'm a
me.
lot.
piggybacking on a guy that Cal mentioned earlier, Chris had an article or has been known to say quite a few times, you don't need to squat, period. And as a matter of fact, squatting is bad for athletes.
People think that if they squat, they power clean, the stronger they get in both, the faster they run. That's bullshit.
We just need to get strong, not in the squat.
If you do that, anything. But here's what people forget. You talk about getting strong. 5 times musculoskeletal. 5 times ground reaction force, 7 times musculoskeletal force. Every time you sprint. Who actually sprints?
There it is.
Who actually does true acceleration? Not many people because they're afraid of it. Because they all get hamstring. No. First of all, Charlie told me a long time ago, people get hamstrings, number one reason is poor programming. Everything else is a distant second. There's intrinsic and extrinsic factors. Control what you cannot control to minimize what you can control. So Anthony and I are constantly educating our guys because you can't control what's going to happen the first time you use a key. Nobody can. So how do we minimize that? And then that goes back to, I don't know what they did the last 5 years. Some prepared, some did not. I trust the guys. I know who I can trust. I know who I cannot trust. So now it becomes, okay, how can I do the best job I can to promote recovery and to keep these guys healthy? I don't squat during the fall camp with my school guys. Their hamstrings and glutes are getting hammered from intensive acceleration and deceleration on the field.
And it hasn't really helped. This glute fanaticism hasn't really helped much.
No, well, think about this. First it was a transverse abdominal, then it was a multifidus, then it's a psoas. Every fucking muscle has been the go-to. We got to correct. Now it's T-spine extension.
Because there's something wrong with
What's
this.
that? My erection's crooked?
You know, like, we're not that smart. You know what I mean? Like, people think that global, like, it's saying something's a global issue means that you haven't looked into it. But sometimes you get so mechanistic and you can get so detailed that you miss the bigger view. Our job is always going to be the bigger view because people are the ultimate variable and the things that we have to succumb to.
People are the ultimate variable.
They're the ultimate performance variable.
There's no magic left.
No.
The big thing about squats for me, it just caused stress and a hormonal response. Like, why do we train to get sprinters? They get a hormonal response. Marathon runners don't. Well, look at the difference, right? That's like, I don't know what the deal with kettlebell swings are because there's no hormonal response in those things. That's why I like squats over kettlebell swings. Because I'm going to cause an adaptation. And when I went to super maximal loading, I got a greater hormonal response. The males reported, hey, I wake up in the morning and I got more hormones. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was their alarm clock.
What that self-report looked like there, Cal.
Waiting room. You have to load it up for
Load it up for yourself. So, but I mean that's what. So you can get a hormonal response out. You can do quarter squats with heavy loads. You can do a single leg iso deadlift in a good position. That's never going to hurt your back, as long as you get some hormonal response. That's our goal with training.
Muscle doesn't have a brain. All the muscle recognizes movements or force or load. That's it.
Yep.
That's why I'm against all these screens. When I see somebody drop, just watch them walk.
Yeah.
You might be good. You take the shoes off. Let me see them walk. People fail to take into account the considerable amount of variation found in human movement. Not all the same anatomically or anthropometrically. The person you move like, the people you see first, your parents. Watch your family go to the mall. They all walk this way. They all walk this way. Because as a child, you mimic. The first person you mimic are the people you see the most. Your parents. So, my mother, I walk exactly like my mother. I waddle. I'll be the first to admit that. But, you know what? I'm at 10,400 meters.
Yeah.
You gonna correct that? I wasn't gonna run any faster, no matter what you did. That was my limit. But people forget the concern, and then when they do these screens, they're unloaded. All right, looks great. I'll put a barbell in his back. Put it in front of him.
Right.
Oh yeah. Change the load. Change the position load. Go from a kettlebell to a barbell to a single step barbell, regular barbell, or trap bar. Now watch the deficiencies. If you mechanically stress the body, things are going to change. So you can't tell me you can predict injury. Previous predictor of injury is previous injury. Systematically, physiologically, biomechanically, environmentally, those are factors. They're just different. If you pull hamstring, I pull hamstring, different reason.
Yeah. The thing that gets disappointing though is like you make a good point. You talk about just watch them walk, watch them do this. The sad thing is somehow we've cultivated this thing in our field right now that if you said that in a presentation, there's somebody thinking like, well, how are you measuring what you see? Your visual acuity isn't that good. Well, listen, people, do you remember that impact of influence lecture where I talked about within 30 seconds of seeing certain colors, images, graphics, and words, you have increased,
Robertson spot.
yeah, you have increased activation in the amygdala.
Yeah.
Humans are pretty good at seeing things and understanding something, whether it's pattern recognition. Of course, there's error too when they see something threatening. We know when to get our ass in gear and get out of someplace. But
2/3 of your brain is visual imagery.
right.
You know what it should look like. I know what it should look like. He knows what it should look like. It doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
Now, like Charlie once told me, is it a peculiarity to the or is it really a dysfunction?
Yeah.
Which is, I try to correct something that's just a peculiar. Michael Johnson ran almost leaning backwards and set a world record of 400 meters. Who's to say he's not right and everybody else is wrong?
Yeah.
Let's mimic his pattern for, excuse me, Doug, you're fine. Let's mimic his running pattern for the 400 meters. because obviously it was perfect. Nobody achieves the optimal model. There's the optimal model, yes, it exists. Like Dan always told me, there's bands on either side.
I used to think that my father was a stockbroker growing up. He's retired. I used to think we were so far away from what we did. I was the black kid in the family. I don't make any money compared to my, what have you. But I always earn my own way, and I love what we do. Right? And I realized the older I got, that though our profession and what he does was closely correlated, because he goes, you know what, Brett? When you look at companies, buy, sell, trade, and whatever, it's never about an occurrence. Half of my job is holding hands because the company will shit the bed and people want to lose their mind and take all their money out. He goes, you have to learn how to observe trends. And he goes, you have to look at things globally from the outside in, because if most people would just keep their money in one thing, over time they do fine. But everybody's trying to invest in the hot stock, the hot tip, and they lose it. And then they say, well, it's investing, it's a stock market, it's risk. It's the same thing. People can't just let things lie and say, I'm seeing one thing, I may not know for sure. I got a little bit of time, let's see where this goes, and let's adapt. It's diversification and investing. All you have to do is diversify an approach.
Right now, you know what we're doing at this table? We're setting status quo. People don't like that. People don't like to be upset. People don't like to think. People want all the answers given to them. People want to be told what to do. We're upsetting status quo. Don't upset status quo, then fucking people can't. That's not what they said. That's not what the book said. But this is reality. But nobody likes to have that status quo. Just like I spoke to Elite Fitness. I don't know how you guys feel. To me, periodization is a word. That's all the fuck it is. That's all it is. My whole life isn't based on that. Because they tell you, failing to plan is planning to fail. But what they don't tell you is nothing goes according to fucking plan. The greatest generals in the world on D-Day, I'm sure they sat around with puffed up chests and said, weather's great, all the landing drops are perfect, we overtook the Germans, 2 hours done, war's finished.
Napoleon at Waterloo.
Yeah, they all sat around like, what the fuck was that? I'm sure how the fuck did that happen? Who fucked that up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee you. You write a plan, I go, I don't write plans for more than 2 weeks now. I tell Anthony, just keep giving me new workout sheets, and there'll be times him and Aunt Roger are up in a workout sheet, and I'm totally off of it. And they're like, what the fuck is he doing now? Because if they come in on a day, they're just laying there dead-eyed, can I elicit a response by changing, not having going to autopilot or brain idle? So I may totally change the med ball warm. And I'm an idiot when it comes to warm. So that's a half-hour process. I cover everything. But sometimes just eliciting a change, sort of like, oh, this is new, may increase a little bit of the arousal and bring them back around. But again, it all depends on how they respond during that sudden change. Or if they're still looking at that sudden change and looking at you like, that blank expression, well, that didn't work. let's just scrap everything we're going to do for the day. Let's just do this.
Right.
If they're running or jumping and I don't see something I like, I just do this. It's done. Shut it down. Just because it's on paper doesn't mean it needs to be done. We'll make it up somewhere else or some other time. Give them what they need, not what they want. And this is what we're seeing. They're done.
Yeah.
I'm done right there. So sometimes for me, I don't like the word periodization. I like linking things together that'll improve performance.
It's just a process.
It's a process, that's all it is. That people make their lives on periodization.
So like you said, it upsets anything that takes somebody's belief or a construct and alters it a little bit. It makes them really uncomfortable. It makes them insecure and agitated. Because it screws up this model and this element. People crave control. They crave control and they crave validation. And anything that can affect one of those two things will really upset them.
I think the typical model was backwards to some level because we all peaked with heavy loads. When you throw quickly and you feel a weightlifter or powerlifter, you have to do it. But in sports, it's got to be reversed.
No.
You know what I mean? I said here. like when you train tissue. So if you have the muscle, like powerlifters, they train muscle because they're lifting heavy, slow weights. They don't train the tendons. This is why they blow quad tendons, tear bicep tendons, because they haven't trained the tendons. To train the tendons, you got to train high speeds, lower loads, or not low loads necessarily, but instantaneous impact loads. So this is why plyos need to be done after the heavy weights in sports, because so the tissue is a two-spring system. You have the muscle and the tendon. And if one of these springs become too heavy, it beats the other one to death. So when you get a personal terrorist who only trains plyometrics and speed, this is why that guy comes into camp and blows a hamstring, because he hasn't trained the muscle with some heavier loads. Does that make sense? Yep. Because those two processes work together, and it's just like, I mean, so many people just say, oh, I focus on speed, my social media is all we do is train speed. This guy's going to pull a muscle later. It's end of story.
To me, it's about balance.
Of course. You have the right stiffness qualities of each component.
So all along the course velocity curve, you have to train. You can't just focus on one thing. If you're a pilot for Olympics, that's a different story. That's what your sport requires. This isn't my sport. My best athletes are not my strongest athletes. I've got news for them now.
Yeah.
My best athletes are those that master the skill of the sporting activity. Strength is one component, but to me it's all about understanding biodynamics, biomotor abilities, bioenergetics, and biochemistry.
And behavior.
Behavior has a lot to it, so it becomes now psychosocial physiological. That new word that everybody's learned. Because there's so many other factors that are on this wheel that goes around in developing our athletes, preparing our athletes. If you just focus on one, 9 times out of 10 my guys aren't making progress. Shitty sleep, shitty nutrition, stress in their social life, or emotional stress in the marriage or a breakup or something, which we try to account for, but we really, there's so many other variables that you have to look at. It's just not all about coming in and getting under a heavy load. Those days are
Well, you can make that great athlete that's not strong because he's got the right tissue qualities. You make him super strong, it messes the quality up. So now you got a problem.
Operating with a different engine.
Different engine.
On those lines, Cal, I had, I got 16 years worth of data on football. I went back and I looked at whenever the guys came in, and if there were 3 standard deviations above the mean from watts per kg, and it's just from the series equation, it's vertical count. The stronger they got, the slower they ran, the lower they jumped. They derived force from a different mechanism. So, it's, there's 2 things going on from what listening and the wheels turning in my head. One is, we got to realize that with the research, it goes off of means. Right? It goes off of averages. You know what the statistician said about, he had his head in the oven, his feet in the freezer, and he said on average, I feel pretty good. So
perceptual and physiological readiness.
Yeah, so we've got to make sure that we've got to look things in individual variation. So like there was a paper, there were some papers saying about RPE, right? That RPE didn't work. And then Lorena Torres-Ronda came out with a paper saying that no, you're just messing up. You've got to look at them as an individual. You can't group the entire group, the entire team, their questionnaires or their RPEs. It's each individual variation. And then the other thing on the why is everybody always picking up to a heavy load? What area do 99% of strength coaches come from? Weightlifting and powerlifting. Yeah. So our context is skewed. We look at it and think, this is what's best for me. I said 9/10. We gotta have some crazy looking at that.
He's calling you the 1%er. Is what he's doing, buddy.
Yeah. The tattoos and everything, sleeveless shirt, driving a Harley. I think the 1%er might be active.
Stop doing that.
Stop doing it?
Yeah.
I still have my Harley.
I let him drive, so don't let him ride.
Yeah. But our context is just skewed. That's it.
You saw Tim Gavitt even said the subjective questionnaires are more valuable or more valid than all this data collection or all this information. Yeah. And it's something we knew all along, right? If you're talking, communicating, if you're engaged with the program, if you're part of the program, you don't need a $300 piece of equipment to figure out, hey, Brian's ready to go today, we can get after scheduled practice.
I would love to see what Charlie has to say. I really do. Because I know when I go to office, there's no catapult, there's no technology, there's no tracking. It's just good.
And guys, to your point exactly, I watched when we were sitting on one of their poolside chats, somebody had traveled a long way to, come to Altus's apprenticeship. And they asked Dan, they go, what technology you guys invested? And Dan said, like we look at a lot of things. He goes, no, he was more clear than that. Like he said, we look at their progress. He goes, in track and field, you're seeing the results. It's pretty, the role of a strength coach in track and field is on the clear side of the clear fuzzy spectrum, right? So the guy looked at him, but he was so disappointed when Dan didn't say they have Opti-Jump, when they didn't have this. The guy's face it slowly melted.
Yeah.
Because he was just hoping for one thing. And Dan was just like, it's just not that simple. But it's really hard for people to swallow.
Listen, I track my heart rate on my phone. I got an app, and I'm not going to say whose app it was. And on a red day that don't train, I went and had one of the best workouts I ever had. Now, that being said, about a week later, I had a green day, went in and blew a groin. So, in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, this should be the residual effect from the red day that I just went ahead and went nuts on. Now it's displaying itself. Well, not a week later.
There's 7 systems too, so you're only looking at heart rate.
Yeah, exactly. At 8 systems, you forget the immune system.
Yep.
People always forget the immune system.
I always say there's at least 7. That's what I always say. Because there's even within those 7, there's things not accounted for.
Exactly.
It would be one.
You can't account for everything. He does probably the best job I've ever seen in HRV, Omega Wave, and reading and be able to predict injury, recovery, the flu, adaptation, and illness.
Yeah.
So when I talk to Anthony, I say I'm going to be able to look at load, recovery, injury, and illness. Those are things we want to be able to track and look at. I just tell him what I want, and then he does it. So I'm not smart enough to do it. I'll be the first to tell you that. He is. So then he tells me, I said, all right, here's what my plan is. So if he tells me like on a 4-stack something's askew, which I'm not going to, everybody got asymmetries. I'm not going to panic.
Yeah, we don't just jump to it.
Yeah, we just said, oh
We
shit.
look at more than one thing.
Well, there's a difference of 3%. I don't panic. I'm like, all right, everybody fucking has that. If it's a big number, which he and I have identified, then I say, okay, how do we need to address it? What do we need to do?
What you were saying about looking at the norm for that individual, not for them as a group, not for them as a team, but for them as an individual. We're looking, if you're not looking at them as a person and all the things that you're measuring, that's really what the end goal is just to see kind of like, actually it was at your conference a couple years ago, Jay, where the head trainer from Illinois talked about N equals 1.
Right.
And that's kind of like the whole goal with N equals 1, making sure that all the monitoring that we are doing, either on our side, performance-wise, or on sports medicine side, we're sitting down at that table and coming up with a singular conclusion to whatever is going to fix that individual athlete. And like you said, some athletes, the questionnaires are great for it, not great for all of our athletes, because some of them just don't answer it properly.
Yeah.
So we just kind of have to discredit that information for individuals. But I think when you start to really get a feel for each guy, you start to know what you're getting the best bang for your buck from, whether it be HRV, your force plate measurements, your practice load, your RPEs, and then we've gotten great results with our different blood draws that we're doing throughout the year. We probably started with that. We have more history doing that than we do all the other things currently.
So that was the kind of selling home. We started incorporating modern systems kind of leading up to Rio. And I go to Coach Bowman. I was like, his HRV's down. He only had two really deep sleep cycles, and he finally got sick of it. And he was like, you know what? I've won a lot of effing gold medals before I need to know what his HRV is. You can take that to the weight room. I'll take care of everything else. Cool, done with that, right? Like you said. Well, I'm not gonna get caught up in this stuff. He's got a coach's eye. He kind of knows what he's doing, right?
One of the things Fergus Conley kept saying is that it's the teams that are always losing that are going for the technology because they're trying to find the winning edge. But if you're
Here's the edge. Draft better athletes.
Yeah. Recruit.
Quarterback. I'm going to shoot who you are. You can't get a guy at field general to get the ball downfield. You're fucked.
Just watch that, your guys.
You got to go, buddy?
The NFL Network this week played your guys' TV episode, right? Carson goes down. Right?
But we had a great backup in Drew Stanton.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the teams in our wing are just buying everything to buy. There's people out there just to buy things. We got that. We got that. What are you doing? We got it.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? We got
And that's funny because on the other end of the spectrum, on our side, when we don't have the budget, people are like, they want to make it seem like you're not in the cool kids club. But it's like, yeah, because nobody did any good training before any of this stuff came around. Or they act like you're resistant to it. It's like, I'm not resistant to it. I can't pay. Somebody got on me about the 1080 sprint the other day because they saw me doing some harness bounding work and sprinting, what have you, with a group of guys, and they go, you know, the 1080 sprint's a better tool for that. I go, I'm out of $20,000.
You got $20,000 to buy it?
Yeah, I go, I'm out of $20,000, but
I don't have that.
Here's my fund, contribute. Guys, on that note, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, I have to bounce. But I took care of the tab. I was told to always respect your
Oh my
elders.
gosh.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Hey, that's probably a good spot to cut it, guys. Thank you very much. This is absolutely awesome. Appreciate you guys doing this for us. Thank you. And a huge thanks to Anthony, Buddy, Dr. Mann, Keenan, Cal, and Brett for sitting down, having lunch, rapping, being open, honest, candid, and just sharing and really allowing me to record it. Absolutely fantastic stuff, guys. I really do hope you took something from it and enjoyed the conversation. And just like with all of our stuff, guys, if you enjoyed it, please share it through the social media outlet of your choice. Smash that like button on YouTube. Leave a review if you could on iTunes and Podomatic. And if you do enjoy them, please share them. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it may be. Again, guys, we're just trying to get the best information out there possible to all the coaches out there. And as always, guys, thank you so much for everything you do for us here at Central Virginia Sport Performance. We will be back next week with another awesome guest. We will see you then.